Would have.
Now that bloke is Clark.
The kid in the stand.
Daniel Clark. This
That
one
has to be Daniel Clark. 2-3 centimetres from West Brisbane. Has played 0 senior games. McGuinness takes his first toss as category with a step in there. Wow, spent a lot of time on that. Okay. Now that would be.
So Viney.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Let's have a look at him in real life.
There, he's just running down to that 50-metre line.
Sounds like Viney.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's Lovett. Short hair, goatee beard. There's Viney.
Yeah, it is too.
He hasn't got his headband.
No, that's the.
He hasn't bitten any fingers down.
Oh, bang! Drew Pig.
Shootout going.
So Vardy's coming off, Pesh is coming off, Kluzak is coming off, Pittman's coming off, Scotty Lee's coming off, Robert's coming off, and Matthew Powell's coming off.
That's right. I got them here for you.
Good man.
Edwards should be off. Pittman, Edwards on 1, 2, 3. And Kluzak.
That would be Edwards just running across the boundary line now.
Kluzak.
Yeah. Pittman, Powell,
23.
Edwards, Vargas. Is that Lee coming off too?
Yeah, Scotty Lee's off.
Maynard's off.
And this one.
We need 8, do we?
I've got Powell, Vardy, Edwards, Lee, Pesh, Maynard, Kluzak.
Pesh, righto. Righto. My 8 are Lee from the top. Lee, Pittman, Pesh, Maynard.
Pittman, the rest is Pittman. Thank you.
You mentioned Pittman.
Okay, now.
This is Peter Road here.
He's coming off.
Yeah.
Oh, he's one of the
That's
ones
good
I
for
knew.
you.
No, he's one of the ones I knew. 41.
And 13 is Bartool.
Oh, good.
He off.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5?
Yeah, they only brought 23.
Yeah.
5.
And is it Will Farmer? I think so.
Oh, good. They're the only bloke I knew.
Turn around.
Okay, do you want to pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck. Have a good
29. Sean Smith was one.
Oh, good.
4 of them. And welcome to Footy Park for the start of this scratch match between the Crows and Melbourne. And the Crows are going left to right in the first quarter in cricket conditions. It is very hot, high 30 degrees. And right from the opening bounce, there'll be a free kick going to the Crows. And it'll be taken by Sean Wren, who had such an outstanding season last year. Motra leads at full forward. The kick not going in that direction and not that far, but it's inside 50. But that push it to mark. About 45 metres on, taken by the Collingwood recruit, Jason McCartney, drafted in November. And he could add something, Curls, on the half-forward line.
Yeah, good use of the body there, Drew. He was just the right time. It could have been a penalty, but a good use of the body.
And a big chance to make the distance, McCartney, from 49 metres out. It's a good-looking kick, but just away to the left. Got the distance, but kicked behind. So the Crows first on the board. And it all started from a free kick in the middle after the opening bounce.
Well, a good start for Jason McCartney. People expecting good things and big things from that big boy this year for the Adelaide Crows. They've lacked a couple of key position players. And Melbourne already in a little trouble in looking for a player to aim at. A big aim at Paul Pilkey. The ball comes straight to the Crows. Jarman, who showed great hands against the West Coast Eagles last week. Ball goes to ground. Plenty of players in there. Should be a free kick to the Crows. McGuinness with that handball. He's going to get a free kick for the push in the back. So McGuinness, the new captain of the Adelaide Football Club. He has Modra there and Matthew Robran. He looks at Robran, who called for it. Goes for ball, goes to ground. Picked up by Tregenza. Has an open goal to kick out. It's put it straight through the first major range.
Well, that's certainly something that Simon Tregenza couldn't do last year, is kick goals. It would be a very valuable player for the Crows off that wing position. If he become a Matera-type goal scorer, would give the Crows a very valuable attack to goal. Crows a lot of movement on that kick out there. Their backmen are coming up supporting, and it seems though Robert Shaw is trying some different tactics.
Crows lead 1-1 to nothing. not much breeze. If anything, they might be going into a very slight breeze, but mostly across the ground here at Footy Park. That will be another ball up near the centre circle. Adelaide missing some names here. Bickley, who was named this week as vice-captain, Hall, Liptak, Wiedemann and Chalmers not playing tonight. But Melbourne missing a lot of players. They've really travelled with 23 players, and it's nearly a second Melbourne side. Out of the middle, that was Phoebe, back into a big congested pack. And ground level Daniel Clark wrestling for the ball, number 30, a youngster with plenty of height. He's about 6'10", this kid.
A tall boy. The Crows, without doubt, are a lot more experienced than the Melbourne side tonight, and they should win this game.
There's Clark in ruck against Wren, and the free kick goes to Wren. Clark getting over his shoulder. Amongst those missing for Melbourne, Lyon, Schwartz and Jakovic, who kicked 190 goals between them last season. And once again, McCartney at the back, but this time he's pinned him for the push. And it's a free kick against Jason McCartney.
Yeah, it must have been very close to the first one, and that time he was a touch early with his body.
Good signs though from McCartney, but the ball comes Melbourne's way. Picked up by Matthew Phoebe. And looking for players downfield, taking plenty of time. Simon Tregenza stands the mark. Crows the only ones on the scoreboard, 7 points to nothing. Smart punches from behind, comes to McDermott, goes to ground, and plenty of Melbourne runners on the ground. And this is Andy Lovell, gets a good handball away to Matthew Phoebe again. Tregenza with another touch, and he finds Rashida. Rashida can play, but he's got to good tackle, good eyes for Glenn Malloy, but Rashida is going to get the free kick anyway. Glenn Malloy, a famous name in South Australia. Rashida puts the ball in centre, looking for Malloy. First down, second down, he's got it.
Pretty poor football by Rashida then. He should have been aware of that player coming in, and no one was obviously talking to him. He had a lot of time to do something with the footy and was caught with the ball.
Well, Tony Modra, who disappointed last year. It was a controversial season for him. He kicked 70 goals only for the season after getting well over the century the year before, 130, and leading the goal kickers. Modra right in front. The man on the mark is only about 35 metres from goal.
Last year on off the field, and he was very unsettled towards the end. He lost his enthusiasm. There was at one stage it was doubtful he was going to play at all, but this year training and his approach to the game, his attitude is fantastic, and Modra will kick over 100 goals this year if he's injury free.
So a great start for the Adelaide Football Club. 2-1-13 plays, no score. It's Wren and Clark again, and Wren has been dominating already. Ball goes to ground. Jarman can't get it away. McDermott burst through the pack with a throw there, and the umpire was right on the spot. Umpire Tim Pfeiffer making that decision, umpiring with Richard Williams, very experienced local umpires. Free kick to Melbourne. First time they've been forward. Big punch from behind from Rod Jamieson. Ball goes to ground. Ben Hart looking for another big year. Spins out of trouble, gets the kick away. He's got big Sean Wren. Hardly a match of the speedsters, but it is now. The ball comes to David Neitz, the Victorian centre half back. Oh, and a good catch. Excellent catch from Darren Cowell. Don't know a lot about this boy. Playing in his second season with Melbourne. Goes across the ground and has found an ex-South Australian in Paul Primke. And Primke again looking for more players downfield.
Long kick to half forward. Irving in front takes a terrific mark. Plays on quickly, round on the left boot. Gets it well inside the 50. They set themselves. Melbourne haven't been up here too often. There's the youngster, Brad Hall. He's dragged to ground. The crowd yelling, ball! The umpire says, give it a meal ball.
Drew talking to Neil Baum before the game, and Neil Baum took a different style of game to Melbourne last year, quick moving one, and they're going to try and improve on that again this year.
Irving doing the rucking for Melbourne, gets the hand pass away. Farmer gets through the pack, shoots for goal. Melbourne's first score are behind. Young Jeffrey Farmer, a 17-year-old, they call him the Wizard at Melbourne. He came from Tambela in Western Australia.
Very quick, I believe.
Well, huge wraps on this boy. They don't want to wrap him up too much because it's a big jump playing in the district football out in the outback of Western Australia to playing at this level. The kick in now for the Crows. Melbourne on the board with 1 point. The Crows leading 2-1. Wren got hands to it first. Ball comes to ground. Smart misses the kick off the ground. Tregenza with a little touch. Wren, where he always is, at the ball on the bottom. The umpire says, I'll have that. And it'll be another bounce down. Perhaps a disappointing crowd given that it is the first game of the season for the Adelaide Crows at Football Park, but very hot conditions. 39 degrees, bounce down. Umpire Fife, the handball comes out to Lovett. Lovett looking for help. Goes straight to Andy Lovell. Kicks it into centre half forward. Well, Jarman and Smart spoil each other. Could have been a free kick there, but the handball does come out. Smart does eventually get the boot to ball. Wren's in there against Clark. Wren will get it. The handball should come out again to Tregenza. Tregenza goes to centre half forward. Can kick. McCartney's got it. Good grab.
It's a clear occasion where he misses his body. I like his body work, but I want to see him take a ball in the air high.
Neitz is having trouble on McCartney at the moment.
And that Neitz, of course, is a very good player, Drew, as we all know.
Robrin coming off the ground for the Crows and replaced by Pittman. The Crows starting with 8 players on the bench. Melbourne had 5 on the bench. Kick by McCartney is perfect. Big signs for the Crows. They've left the centre half forward of quality since their inception in the league. And if McCartney, the boy from Collingwood, can fill that breach and fill it well, then that's going to give them a tremendous power up forward. He's very strong.
So we've played 8.5 minutes here in this trial game. The Crows leading Melbourne by 18 points, 3-1 to 1 point. Bounce down again. Pittman couldn't get the kick away. Oh, David Brown straight in the bottom of the pack. The umpire says, I'll have that. And we'll see another bounce down.
Looking pretty sharp, the Crows, but there's a lot more experience out there on their side than the Melbourne team.
So I actually thought they showed a fair bit last week against the West Coast Eagles, given that some of the players did play 4 and 5 quarters. So there's a lot to look forward to with this side this year.
It comes a long year, doesn't it, with these scratch matches and then the Ansett Cup and then the Premiership proper.
Yes, it certainly does, Drew.
Hang on. Free kick here to Pittman. And Pittman about 5 metres forward of the centre circle. It was against the youngster Daniel Clark. Jarman. Long sleeves in the heat. Drop short of Modra. Gathers on the half volley. Here's the skipper. McGuinness bang with the left. And hooked it back too far.
Jarman, of course, as we all know, when he gets the possession, just like Williams for Carlton, it normally finds a Crows player.
Quick kick out from Melbourne now. Ball is with Marcus Seacamp, the ex-Fitzroy, ex-East Perth player, and a good player as well. Goes long up the outer side, but a good mark there by the Adelaide Crows with Marty McKinnon, and people are expecting big things from that boy this year. Ball goes in the centre of the ground, perhaps not that well directed. Melbourne get a kick away. Ben Hart, first to it, reads it perfectly. Has unbelievable skills, this lad. Goes back to the grandstand side. McLeod shepherds well. Jamison off the ground. Ball coming towards the boundary and forced over the boundary. So well defended by the Crows. They push the ball to the centre of the ground. There's Matthew Connell on your screen, number 14. He's running away, and that's young Jeffrey Farmer. And you will hear a lot about that lad this year.
Boundary throw in centre wing. Pittman wins it. Jarman behind the pack. Loses the ball in the tackle. Brown in there. And they force a ball up.
A lot of people don't realise this, Drew, that Pittman, in actual ruck work, is superior to Wren. But of course, Wren's field play is just about superior to everybody in the rucking game.
Yeah, what a season he had last year. A lot of players around this ball up. Pittman gathers, gets over the ball. Is he holding it? The umpire will ball it up again.
A bit lucky.
Bounced by Richard Williams. 3 umpires. Williams, Tim Pfeiffer, Gavin Dorr, the AFL umpire. Comes down to Brown. His kick up short of half forward. McGuinness does the shepherding. McCartney in the play as well. Floats a hand pass to Anderson. His pass is perfect from Modra. But I don't see better than that once they warm up. Straight forward.
That was pretty good work there. A nice, good strength by McCartney again, which I like. And of course the tap out to Anderson. It's very rarely that young Greg kicks a ball that low. That was a beautiful pass to Modra, and that doesn't give the fullback much hope at all.
Neil, isn't it nice to see him on the lead again?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, he's refreshed again this year, and he's going to be a very, very exciting player, and he's going to thrill a lot of football fans throughout Australia.
Modra, 1 straight so far. This from about 47 metres. Gets home for the distance, but offline just grazing the post. 1 goal, 1 to Modra. And it's 3-3 the Crows to 1 behind.
Girls, have you noticed anything different in Tony Modra's kicking action as we look at the boys waiting to get a run?
No, not yet. It's when he drops it when he drops it perpendicular, it's perfect. But if he's just a tad off, he pulls them all the time.
Kick in from Melbourne, a good kick too. Clark in the best position, can't hold on to it. Ball goes to ground. Quick handball. This is good work from Melbourne. The crowd pull throw rather, but Andy Lovell gets the kick away.
Under pressure.
And Lloyd couldn't control it. In fact, not Malloy at all, Kevin Dyson, I beg your pardon.
What Melbourne lack, of course, is a real true rover. They haven't got a class rover, and Greg Anderson's limping out there. He'll be taken off, I feel.
Pittman again wins the tap. Ball goes to Rashudo. Long handball to Jarman. His pinpoint. Can't quite control it. Still picks it up off the ground. Gets it to Brown. Brown, hurry kick forward. Modra one out. Can't control it. Big punch away from the Melbourne defenders. And eventually comes to David Neitz. Out to the outer side ring. We have a race here between Ben Hart, who's been in front of his opponent all day, Todd Viney. Can he control it? Can keep it in. He goes back to the ring and picks out Taylor Tregenza. Good play, Ben Hart. Tregenza, short little stab. 1-on-2 there, and the ball eventually comes to Jeff Hilton, who goes back along the wing, and the ball should be marked by Todd Viney.
That was interesting. Anderson wanted to come off. There are 8 interchange players and nobody was ready to come on.
It's amazing.
Eventually Maynard strolls onto the ground. You reckon with 8 players there you'd have a hope?
Yeah, they were warming up the ground a bit.
Now Melbourne on the forward line. Lamprell. And a shot at goal for the Demons from 50 metres. Just offline. Punch through for a behind.
And Melbourne at this stage are just lacking strength around the ball. They just haven't got any people winning possession around the ball area and feeding it out there. They're being outclassed there at this stage.
Rodney Jamieson, one of the growing number of Australian sportsmen to sport the goatee beard. Dropped by Maynard just on the ground. Here's Phoebe. Loses it in the tackle. It spills to Malloy. Malloy's kick down to the forward pocket, but too wide, far too wide for Brad Hall, the youngster, and the ball out of play. Young Brad Hall there, 18 years of age, from Assumption College, originally from Yea, just outside of Melbourne. Played for Melbourne Reserves last year. Big boy, 198 centimetres.
Oh, with the loss of Alan Jakovic, may have a lot of work to do this year, but gee, some good players come out of the Assumption College. Anyway, back with the action, and Rashudo gets a left footer up to the wing position. And Malloy is in the best position, but can't control it. Ball trickles over the line. Glenn Malloy, son of Graham, who won the Eric Tassie medal. He's a very, very good footballer. A lot of memories at the Adelaide Oval watching that man. Pittman gets the tap down, goes to Melbourne. Off the ground by Tregenza, picked up by Graham Yates. Gets onto the right foot, hooks it around the corner. This should be all Melbourne. And it is. Jeff Hilton can keep running. He looks for a lead. And the ball not that well positioned for Andy Lovell. And again, Smart does the right thing. The ball trickles over the line again.
Actually, Drew, it's a very good opportunity for some of these Melbourne boys tonight to put their name forward. Like a big game here by any one of these youngsters, and it could be the start for them.
Absolutely. There are some vacancies on the forward line. You could carve out 22 games this year. Here's Dyson, a very high ball at the edge of the goal square. Lamprell! Great mark! I remember Andy Lamprell about 4 or 5 years ago, or maybe 4 years ago I'd say, kicked a goal to win a game with his first kick in league football. Came off the bench in time on in the last quarter. I think it was against Geelong at the MCG, and he won a game with his first kick.
Well, he wanted that ball. He went after that very strongly.
It was a beauty for Melbourne's first goal, and he's got it.
They certainly needed that. They were being overrun by Crows even at this early stage of the game, and they just needed that one to give the youngsters a little bit of confidence. Jamison wouldn't like that. He doesn't like having goals. He's one of those full-backs that just don't like having goals kicked against them. Comes from the old school.
Jamison had a superb year last year.
Yes, he's developed into a pretty good player in defence.
So 3-3 to 1-2. The Adelaide Crows leading 21 points to 8 in front of an okay crowd here on a very hot night at Football Park. Ball goes to ground again. The handball to Melbourne. Can't get the kick away is Yates. But now Melbourne recover. left foot down a centre half forward, but Sean Wellman should cut that out and does so. Perhaps we were expecting to see him a little on the forward lines tonight, but not yet. Wellman kicks it back up, but to no one in particular, and an easy mark accepted by Daniel Clark. About 6'10", this boy, fairly slight in build. Short chip pass again to Luke Norman on the ground. Norman about 70 metres out, goes to the centre of the ground looking for Lamprell again. Two Crows spoil each other. McGuinness there for the crumb, smart off the ground. McGuinness should pick up possession here, and away he goes. The new skipper, can he pick out a player? He can. I got Marty McKinnon, and McKinnon will take the free kick.
He played that for keeps.
I thought it was a good spoil. He attacked the ball hard.
Well, McKinnon got the free, ran 1 against 2. Brown, the quick tackle on Darren Cowell, but eventually it comes to Glenn Lovett. The handball into the centre of the ground. Oh, terrible fumble there from Matthew Phoebe, but he's going to be lucky to get away with this.
Very lucky.
A bad tackle by Jarman.
Crows leading 3-3 to 1-2. The kick by Phoebe. Hilton into space. Oh, a terrific mark by Wren approaching the ball. He gets it upfield. Up towards half forward. Here's McCartney again. Neats. McCartney's been well on top. The ex-Collingwood player, drafted in November. He tried to keep the ball in. He did pretty well. He got about 40 metres, even though he didn't actually grab the ball.
Good to see a centre half forward attacking and staying over a ball like that. Young Neitz wasn't going to let him get away, but McCartney worked the ball very strongly.
Crows back in attack. Big pack around this boundary throw-in. Comes to Cowell. Quickly grabbed by Yates. Hilton out of defence. A bouncing ball up short of centre wing. Dyson. Long right footer by Dyson to the half forward line. Nearly to the 50. And getting back there and spilling that mark was McLeod. The ball over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw-in.
Playing his first senior game, although he had a taste last week, but this is his first game on his home ground against opposition.
Gee, Neil, I'm staggered that Fremantle let him go.
Well, it's one of those football's decisions. People make decisions, and sometimes they're correct and sometimes they're not correct.
Throw in. Half forward line for Melbourne. Quick kick comes to McDermott. Handballs to Jarman. Has a player running through in Wellman. Evades a player. Buck gets cleaned up behind. David Brown. Oh, just missed the body in Tregenza, and Melbourne recover. This is Neitz now. And with a big long kick. Goes forward. 1-on-1 again. It should be Maynard who wraps up. Sees it over the line. Right forward pocket for Melbourne.
It's been young David Brown who missed the hand with the hands then. That's just one of his little downfalls. He's not a good giver with the hands. He's going to stay in a perm position this side. He's just got to learn to do that.
Well, Melbourne seem to be getting back into this game now. The Crows thumped them early. Melbourne just have settled down a little. Smart can't control it. Off the ground by McDermott. Glenn Lovett. 1 against 2. Well, he's got the ball. McKinnon's all over him. And the umpire says, I'll have that.
Good use of the body there by Lovett. He's a very experienced player. He knew where he had to put the body, and he did it well.
Yes, injuries recently have cost him many games. Former club champion. Oh, well played by Sean Wren. Malloy takes a good mark overhead. Ben Hart now moved up to the forward line. Neitz puts the ball out in front. Wellman, after McLeod took a solid knock, down goes Wellman, hooks the ball back towards the boundary line, and out of bounds it goes. Sparse crowd on the outer side, very hot. Many people, no doubt, would have gone to the beach, I suppose.
That's a good spot for it tonight, the beach, with a nice esky.
It's not bad watching the game. Oh, gee, it'd be tough playing it. Dean Irving wins the tap for Melbourne. The good hands, Jarman to McDermott, now McGuinness, and Tregenza. Malloy doing well, takes another mark.
Good use of the body there.
Glenn Malloy had plenty of the ball so far. Sends the ball forward, Smart from behind. Punches. Bradley Hall not able to get hands to it. McDermott off the ground. Umpires held play up. We'll see a free kick to the Shuto. Short chip to McGuinness. McGuinness, now does he go long? Yes, he does. Right along the outer side wing. Looking for McKinnon, but he's going to get caught. But Brown is there to assist. Not a good handball to McCartney. Kick along the ground. Brown follows up his own work, and then a terrific mark by Seacamp. That was well done, David Brown. The ball drifts down. Ball is still in play. Robert can't control it, so Melbourne are going to get out of trouble. That was well done by David Brown, and now it's Seacamp back with the ball. He goes long. But right in the way is McDermott. Handballs to his captain now. How many times have we called the reverse of that? Goes to the forward lines. Robin from behind can't mark. Melbourne starting to play a little better now. This is Yates and makes a mistake. Connell can't get hands to it.
Feature of Melbourne's play, which is standing out already, and Neil Barn talking earlier, is working very hard on it, and that is their protection of the player with the ball. They're going to be cutting off a bit like the West Coast and taking players off with a fair hip and shoulder.
No scoring for a while, and Melbourne have come back. Crows look like belting them early on. It was still 3-3 to 1 goal 2. Here go the Crows, but the hand pass is given away to Todd Viney, who goes for a bounce up towards left half-back flank. He's kicked the left centre wing. It's knocked away from the youngster Hall. Ball underfoot, and we'll have a throw-in.
With this new rule, Drew, well, it's not a new rule, but if a player lays over it, which is fine, if he's tackled correctly, it's a free. But if a player's over the ball and people dive on his head now, it should be a free kick to the player on the bottom. You can't work out why it isn't.
Brown comes off, and Nick Pesh on the ground for his first run. Wren wins the tap, but it goes straight to Jeffrey Farmer, the teenager. The kick to centre half forward, and Smart's back there to tackle. Smart with too much experience for Brad Hall. Across the half-back line he goes, but he gets a bad bounce. Maynard sits up all right for him eventually. Over the top to Tregenza, just behind centre wing. Would have been a good 10 minutes since the Crows scored a goal. Kicked by Tregenza to centre half forward. No mark in front to Wren. Spills out to McDermott. Now McGuinness inside the 50 on his favoured left boot. It won't make it. Modra in the goal square. Interfered with. No whistle on the play. Modra gets it back. And the hand pass comes back from Robin. Messing around in front of goal, but here's Wren.
That's a big penalty goal. He contested the ball like at centre half forward just 30 seconds ago, and he made ground and got down there.
You'd reckon Primke had had to get a fist of that one, but Wren took the mark.
He just judged it better. Primke was sort of, he didn't quite know where he was. He was all over the place, and the big fella just stood his ground.
Wren for goal from 15 metres out. Gets the cross forward.
It's certainly going to be the survival of the fittest, and of course the Crows with their stronger bench tonight will run this game out a lot better than Melbourne, who've travelled over today. Good signs, though.
Just a marvellous player, Sean Wren. Does everything asked of him.
Oh yes, he's just about the best big man in the game now, and you know, there'll be a lot of coaches trying to work out different ways to handle this fella this year.
Bounce down in the centre. 4-3 plays 1-2, but the siren goes, so the Crows take the honours in the first quarter. 4 goals, 3-27. They lead Melbourne 1-8.
I had no idea, but when he did leave that mark, but it's
papers go where it is.
They're too strong. So, as long as it's moving, as long as it's moving.
Is that out the ground?
Hey, Mr. Cameraman, sing me a song.
Hey Greg, you remember how to do this?
Last year, semi-local for the final. Fantastic. He changes.
Oh, Robert's off.
He was off.
Yeah, but he came off and went back
Yeah, he
on.
went back, yeah.
Right, he started. He finished.
Pesh is, Scotty Lee's on. Pesh is off. Hal Connell's off. Is that Connell at the back? Matthew Connell. So that means Kluzek's on somewhere.
That's gone to half.
Can't see him.
He's got the big thing.
Oh yeah, big.
He's gone to half. He's gone to that pocket. He's gone to that pocket.
My shit. Second quarter about to get underway here at Football Park, and a special cheer for Tony Modra as he goes down towards the left-hand end. And the fans haven't seen him since last season. They get a look. The Crows lead by 19 points at quarter time. Clean possession to Viney, but he's bowled over. Jarman tries to go off the ground. Pretty hard football to win. It's still in there. Here's a chance for the Crows. Tregenza from 40 metres, hit for goal. Kicks it on the ground.
Tregenza, I think that's more than he kicked in every game last year. He's definitely.
Good signs from Simon Tregenza early in the season. He looks fit. Certainly no hamstring problems there. Has had a fair bit of the footy now.
He certainly has. He's moving, as you said, he does look fit, and that's a good sign for the Crows. He won a lot of football in the first couple of seasons, but had a bad year last year.
Well, the Crows starting the second quarter just as they started the first, and it's now 5-3 to 1-2. But this time it's Melbourne going into their attacking end. Smart gets a bad bounce. Lee can't get control of it either, and neither can Jeff Hilton. Ball goes to ground. Oh, and a heavy tackle there on Nigel Smart.
It's a pretty strong trial game, this. These boys are having a real go.
And not in easy conditions either now.
No, just beautiful conditions, just a touch warm.
Just a touch. Well, the ruck work being done between Dean Irving and David Pittman. And it'll be a free kick to the Crows. Now that's the place to be right now, just lying on the ground.
Paul Hopgood enjoying it at the moment.
So free kick to the Adelaide Football Club. So the former skipper, Chris McDermott, goes short to Nigel Smart. Got plenty of space to pick out a player. Runs around his opponent, which is Andy Lovell, and goes long over to centre half forward, but plenty of demons there. And they are paid the mark. Well, I thought it wasn't going to be paid there for a moment, and the Crow would have been running in an open goal, Drew.
He wouldn't like to be given out at cricket with that one.
Bit of a guess there.
Clark gets the kick away now. McKinnon, good skills and good pace. Turns on to his right foot, kicks with his left foot, kicks. Well, no, he doesn't. He kicks offline just to behind. So an opportunity there missed by Martin McKinnon.
Marcus Seacamp, who switched in the off-season from Fitzroy. One of the many Lions to depart the ship there. And a chest mark behind centre half back to Glenn Lovett. one of the experienced campaigners in the Melbourne side who travelled today for the game. Kicked by Lovett. Oh, Adelaide out here, and Pittman takes a mark, no problem. Well, he made it very tough for Daniel Clark. Seacamp. Pittman's kick. Here's Wren. Well, with Pittman on the ball and Wren in the forward pocket, he kicked the goal late in the quarter, up to Modra in the goal square. It goes end on end and through for a behind off the boot of Sean Wren.
Yeah, well, Wren, of course, as we know, he had that operation on his foot over the summer. It's not 100% right. The big fella feels though it's okay to run himself into a bit of form.
This time Seacamp goes short to Yates. And handballs out of defence to Primke. So Melbourne down across the centre of the ground. The punch from behind was Scotty Lee. Loose ball there. Smart does well. Pittman with hands. Now Scotty Lee on his left foot. Goes back into centre half forward. All Melbourne there though. And a good mark taken by Marcus Seacamp at centre half back. Called to play on. Well, the kick is only short, but Graham Yates with hands managed to grab that.
Numbers.
So did Top Viney. Plenty of Melbourne players on this grandstand side as they go across centre half forward now. 2-on-1. And a very good grab there by Sean Wellman. Read that beautifully. Handballs to Maynard. Goes across the ground to Hart. Now Hart has space. Can go for a run. They create the loose man. McKinnon on the outer side wing. He's got 20 yards clear. Goes into centre half forward. Modra on the lead. Can't control the mark. 3-on-1 there. And Melbourne should be able to clear this. Well done by Darren Cowell. Gets a short kick away and marked cleverly by Kevin Dyson.
Dyson just at the back end of the centre square. Gets it into Glenn Lovett. Sweeps the hand pass across to Phoebe. Haven't seen too much of Phoebe. His left footer inside the 50. And Andy Lovell takes the mark within kicking distance on a pretty still very hot night.
From the Crows' point of view, there's quite a bit of looseness through that centre area. The Melbourne boys have come through there twice in the last minute. I see young McLeod coming off, young Powell going to a half-forward flank.
He doesn't think he can make the distance. He goes for the centering kick and Lee chops it off. 5-5 the Crows to 1-2 Melbourne early in the second quarter. Across the half-back line to Hart, who has hectares, and he slaps the ball off the ground. That's terrific play. Straight onto Maynard, up towards centre wing. Bounces up towards half-forward. McCartney, socked away by Rashudo. Nearly get his own ball here. Oof. And that'll be a ball up just outside the 50.
How would you like to have Mark Rashudo fall flat on top of you? He's a big boy now, Curls.
Yes, but he's just doing a couple of things wrong. He's coming up off the ball when he's making body contact. He's got to learn to stay right down low with his shoulder.
Pittman and Clark. Ball goes back to ground. Plenty of players over the ball.
That half-forward line of the Crows is not quite firing. Their flankers aren't doing anything, and McCartney, of course, has been tightened up by Neitz, and they're struggling to get through there.
As Neitz has lifted his game. The tap one by Pittman. Ball goes to ground again. Oh, well done by the Melbourne player. Gets it to Viney though. Perhaps not the best option. Picked up by Clark. Good hands. Away by Lovett. Rushed kick though. Wellman overruns the ball. Picked up by Lovell again. The Crows out of trouble. Send it back to centre half forward. Ooh, plenty of players up. No one able to control it. And just trickles over the line. Centre half forward out of side for the Adelaide Crows.
It's when McGuinness goes off the ball for the Crows. They lose that bit of zip around the packs. You know, he's the best rover in the competition, and we haven't got a replacement for him yet.
Clark and Pittman. Pittman finds Brown. Very high kick, not much distance. Neitz flies high. Cowell gets the hand pass to Malloy. Melbourne out of trouble. Malloy straight up towards the centre circle. Farmer charging at the ball. Outnumbered 2-1. Gathered by Lee. In fact, he didn't gather it. He hooked it up for himself. Farmer did all right. Wellman over it. Dyson. And now Melbourne breaking free. The kick to centre half forward. In open spaces. Chance here for the D's. Here's young Farmer. 17 years of age. He's caught and unceremoniously done. Holding the ball.
Very good tackle. That's an object lesson for any youngster watching footy or watching this match. That's the way to tackle a player that tries to get around you. Straight for the body, pin the arms, and the youngster had no chance at all. Great tackle.
Well, it's been said before, but he just keeps on keeping on, doesn't he, Curse?
He's a very honest player. He's the type of guy, if you're in a trench and you're confronting the enemy, you want him alongside you.
Another touch for Tregenza. Handball to Smart, but he's going to get caught, and he had to throw the handball away. But the Crows good enough to recover. Tregenza again steals that ball and sends it up to centre half forward. Robin behind the play. Can he recover first? There's the skipper, McGuinness. But well done by Darren Cowell. Got hands to the ball. Ball goes to ground, now picked up by Andy Lovell. Back to Rashida. No, that's Matthew Powell. And eventually the Crows. Pittman gets the handball away. There's McKinnon. Now Jarman. He's right in front. Does he kick it? Yes, he does. Another goal of the Crows. 6-5 to 1-2.
The numbers are coming down from the centre line area. There was good support there by the running players. Fantastic football by young Powell. Very strong at the ball and made the opening there. Of course, Jarman, with his magic, he can do that easy. Another player that had a very poor year last year. He sort of fell out of sorts with the coach and just couldn't get his enthusiasm going. But this year he's reborn again, and he'll have a super year.
Back in the centre with the Crows looking dangerous at 6-5 to 1-2. But Melbourne out of the middle. Hilton to Lovell, chopped off by Smart. Good punch away. Comes down to the front. Luke Norman. He's kicked to centre half forward. The punch from behind is discipline. That's what Robert Shaw wants. Viney. Dyson goes backwards to Phoebe. Matthew Phoebe on his favoured left. Nobody at home. Bounces. Well, you wouldn't believe that could miss.
Drew, getting back that punching away from defence, Robert Shaw has instructed his defenders that under no circumstances are they allowed to attempt to outmark an opponent from behind. They must punch away. And I don't think you'll find one Crows player trying to mark from behind.
The kick-in goes straight to Scott Lee. He passes the ball out to Rashudo. He's going to get caught. No, he marks. Now he balks and he turns. The shepherd was from Pittman. He goes towards centre half forward, but it's all Melbourne there. Glenn Lovett now breaks free and sends the ball back into centre half forward for Melbourne. Should control it all right, does Kevin Dyson. Swings onto the left foot, sends the ball out to Andy Lamprell, and he has taken the grab. Nothing Jamison could do about that. So Lamprell will be attempting to kick Melbourne's second major. They have 1-3, Adelaide 6-5. It is a good grab here from Andy Lamprell under plenty of pressure from Jamison.
Melbourne's only goal came from a good mark in the first quarter from Lamprell. Here he is from 35 metres. It's a bit left. Up behind.
He showed a bit though, Drew. That's two big strong marks he's taken up there, and he's quite quick and he's got a good leap.
Well, Melbourne needed it. They're 1-4. The Crows 6-5. Here's Lee. Open spaces at centre wing. Wellman is there. Terrific mark.
That's young Connell, Drew.
Connell,
boy from West Coast, but they look very similar.
On the bounce to McDermott. Just gets his kick in time. Modra, but under pressure this time. Punched by Seacamp. Goes to McGuinness. Snap. Nobody there. Goal.
That's where the ball's going to fall 9 times out of 10. Of course, McGuinness, with his great experience, he knows where to get. And of course, once in possession, he's very dangerous.
Well, it's remarkable because Melbourne's ball into an open goal just bounced the wrong side, and McGuinness quite happy with that.
Both coaches running the changes now. Quite a few players interchanging on the bench, which on a night like this, of course, you'd expect that.
Sean Wren off the ground, McLeod on. Back in the centre of the ground, the Crows 7-5, Melbourne 1-4. So Melbourne with all to do. The Crows going okay. Plenty of hard work in the middle of the ground. Has picked out a free kick to Melbourne and goes to big Daniel Clark, 203 centimetres, gets the ball on quickly. Centre half forward, Scott Lee, Lamprell over the back. Plenty of hard work, Lee off the ground. The handball from Connell to McGuinness. He looks for Connell again. No, decides to go in the centre of the ground to Jarman. And that lovely looking kick, this time not so lovely. And he picks out Paul Hopgood. And probably the easiest mark Hopgood will ever take in his AFL career. He's played the 23 games in his career, only the 6 last year. Looking for options, goes high, up to centre half forward. The Crows will punch as they have done all night. Picked up well by Wellman. Just manages to get the kick away and has Rashudo in plenty of space, flanked by Jarman. Rashudo goes long, looking for McKinnon. McKinnon, second grab, turned the wrong way, now has a quick look, says I'm going long, puts it onto the left foot, has Modra with a huge fly, he's got super mark.
Well, that's Modra at his best, of course. He's got a bit of anger at Modra. Both those players can sort of follow the ball down when they're off balance and be able to keep it in possession. And this is just, you know, super stuff. He's so athletic.
So Modra attempting to give the Crows their eights. We played 13 minutes second term. Football Park trial. Directly in front, 30 metres out. And goal umpire says go.
Just too powerful, the Crows, all over the ground. They're, as we said earlier, they're a much more experienced side tonight, and they're just capitalising on that. A lot more run. And they're developing a type of pattern coming out of defence which is very similar to the West Coast. They're taking the ball wide with runners, and then they're coming back through to the key centre-half forward position. It's a very, very good tactic.
Half century up for the Crows. 53-10 they lead. Pittman wins a big one out of the middle. Hart could do nothing about that. And the umpire will ball it up. Fantastic mark by Modra. It would be terrific to see him get back to the form he showed in 1993 with the confidence that he showed that year. There's a high ball from Melbourne. Smart goes the punching from behind. It's holding the ball. You spun around once in the tackle. I reckon if you do 360, you're inclined to go.
Right.
Rashuto with the free kick up towards half forward. Big chance for the Crows here. Robin at the back couldn't take the mark. Primke to Hopgood. Round the corner he goes to Phoebe. In a bit of space, Matthew Phoebe. Well, the hand pass is dangerous. Lovell knew he was in trouble, trying to get rid of it in a hurry, but the hand pass by Hart is intercepted. Down goes Hilton illegally, and Hilton will take the free.
Gee, we're taking some of the good hard stuff out of footy nowadays. Umpires have just got to let those type of things go a bit. It's good hard footy, and they're penalising it 8 times out of 10.
It's Ben Hart will feel hard done by their curls, but Hilton gets the ball across to the centre of the ground. This is Primke. He goes even wider still, and the ball just reaches his Melbourne teammate. Clay Sampson, the ex-South Adelaide boy. They'll be looking for some signs from him. He goes into the centre of the ground, but well read by Connell, and a beautiful clearing kick.
He's good at the right, those two.
Now McKinnon, gee, he's been good in this quarter. Seen plenty of the football and seen plenty of space, and he's got some pace too, but he can't get away from his opponent this time. But Robin there to mop up with the right foot. Modra again, but right there is Primke, and Neil Barn will be looking for a big year from Primke. Just does the hard discipline things, plenty of punching away, but the kick away is not good ball. Should have been marked by Kluzek, doesn't. Now Melbourne can clear through Seacamp.
And Todd Viney marks behind centre wing to Phoebe, who handball last time should have kicked. This time he goes for the kick. Maybe he should have hand passed that time. Hart takes the mark, away to Lee. Robin has a bit of a chance here in some space. Oh, Spats closes up in a hurry, but the tackle was high, and the free kick to Robin.
That forward line of the half-forward line of Melbourne is just about non-existent. The defence of the Crows is just mopping up.
Modra gets underneath the ball. Maybe there was a bit of a push there. Here's a big chance. Powell round the corner. McLeod.
She should have done better, shouldn't he, Drew?
He normally does. He normally does. He's quite a skillful player, McLeod, still finding his way. But normally when he gets possession of the football, he does something special with it.
Well, I suppose it'd be fair to say that a lot of the Crows are going to be looking to find their way because they have got a new coach and he's going to want to do new things. Oh, free kick has to go Melbourne's way.
Can't do that.
No, that'll go straight to Andy Lovell. We have no problem with that decision. Vardy on the ground for his first touch and a 50. First one I've seen this year. I didn't see what young Vardy did if it was he that was the guilty party. Brings him back. Oh, good gutsy position made there from Scott Lee. That's just normal for Scott Lee. Quick handball to Jamison to the far side of the ground. Maynard. Oh, he knew he had a loose player up forward. So good defending by the Melbourne defence, but Wellman comes around now. Goes along the outer side wing.
Catch.
A good mark there by David Neitz, and he's got on top of McCartney. McCartney started in outstanding fashion It's hard to keep up to see whether they're even on the ground, Drew. They're making that many changes.
I reckon Robin's there now.
Yeah, Robin's playing centre half forward.
Much miss from Jamison. Just throws it over.
I was going to say, it's nearly a throw out of bounds.
Just about a hook one.
Yeah.
Well, too early in the year to call those. This quarter exactly the same as the first was, with the Crows starting off very well and then just having a slow patch in the middle, allowing Melbourne to come back as Viney kicks and Viney goals.
It must need it, of course. I think that's an understatement. Melbourne haven't got any system at all. They've got so many new players out there. They're just sort of just trying to pick it up in bits and pieces. The Crows are just completely on top, all over the ground. And it was to be expected. We indicated that right from the word go, that the Crows would be too powerful for this unit tonight.
Melbourne making a change. Jeffrey Farmer off. Ivan Bartul comes on the ground. Crows going forward. But the kick is missed there. Grabbed by Pittman inside the 50. Jarman in the same direction as the ball. He taps on the knee drop. Good bit of football. Mara goes. It has thrilled. And the Crows running along with this.
Well, that's the special skill of Jarman. He just knows where the players are all the time. He's got that hallmark of a real skillful champion, that to be able to do something with the football every time the occasion presents itself. Bread and butter stuff for him.
Back in the middle, the Crows 9-6 to 2 goals 4. Melbourne forward, the ball touched off the boot. Play on, says the umpire. Viney overruns, pulls Lee off the ball. Might have been a free kick to Lee. No whistle. Eventually from half back up towards the centre of the ground. And the umpire will ball it up again.
Of course, Neil Baum and the Melbourne side have been dealt a fairly severe blow this year, Drew, with Swars and Lyon and now Jakovic, of course, and young Pike, all missing from their forward setup.
Well, Lyon, Schwartz and Jakovic kicked 190 goals last year between them. That's pretty hard to replace.
It certainly is.
Here's Kevin Dyson on the run. His left footer well inside the 50. Chance for Melbourne, but well gathered by Ben Hart, the youngster with so many accolades and just so young. Here's Peter Vardy, drafted only during the week from Central Districts. Up towards half forwards. Punch, but it goes Robin's way. He taps the ball in. Hotwood delivered a roundhouse right. Costa Zoo might have been happy with that one. Rodman gets the hand pass back. Matthew Powell runs into a brick wall. Neats, no distance with his kick. Still a chance for the Crows just outside the 50. Modra comes off him and through for a behind.
Curl, Marty McKinnon has looked good.
Yes,
this quarter.
He's really developed, that kid. He's in his second year, and he's a very good find for the Crows. Halfback, centre wing, loves to kick a goal.
Well, Seacamp with not a lot of options, so he decides to go semi-long. Can't pick out a player, but the ball does come off quickly to Sampson. So for his second touch, Viney tries to trap the ball. Dyson goes in there, but ball kicked off the ground. And the Crows, smart. Lays the tackle hard, but eventually comes to Lovell. Lovell gets the ball to centre half forward. But in front is Wellman, who has also looked good. Clever little kick around the corner. Connell gets shoved over the line and the ball goes with him. The umpire says throw it in. Umpires tonight, Tim Pfeiffer and Richard Williams. And they've let it go fairly well, Drew.
Very good ruck change there by the Crows. One off, one on, one off.
And perfectly for Sean Wren. Close to the action, straight into business. Hilton gets the hand pass away to Lovell. He's kicked to centre half forward. Smart. Oh, beautiful reading of the play by Nigel Smart. And the hand pass perfect to Ben Hart. Here's kick to half forward. There's Wren just back on the ground. Dominating just like he'd never left it. Modra leads from full forward. Look at this. He came in last 50s. It's a 50-metre penalty.
There's another fullbacks feel like they get frustrated because they can't do anything about the lead or the kick, and it was a bit uncalled for. That was fraction late.
Well, the kick from Wren was terrific because he actually called Modra out. He gave him the little hand signal and off he took, and he pinpointed that pass perfectly as Modra runs into the open goal. 6 points. He's got 4.
All the setup though, he was coming from half-back back. Yeah, these half-back players, Smart, Hart, Lee in particular, they're just mopping up.
Have a look at this from Wren. Watch this. The hand signal, bang, there he goes. Modra's off, puts the kick out, straight on his chest.
Huge space though, Andy. There should have been back play, but of course the Melbourne boys were going forward and they had no one to drop into the back play.
Well, the Crows with a huge lead here. 10-7, 67 to 2-4, 16. Centre square infringement.
Young Vardy was in too early.
And Dean Irving to take the free kick for the Demons. Wren standing the mark, so he's something to get over when he stands the mark. Crows get back there in numbers. Through goes Phoebe. McGuinness gathers just inside the boundary line. He's kicked to centre wing. Robbins there, Neats climbs on him, no mark. Comes to the front of the pack, and the ball finishes up out of bounds.
McCartney on, Robert off.
So right in front of us, centre grandstand. Ball comes to Lovett. Handball across to Dyson. Dyson onto the left foot. Melbourne need one here. Good fly, but punch from behind. The Crows have been disciplined. Viney again. Quick handball. Rather quick kick to Glenn Lovett. Probably just too far out, do you think, Drew?
Long kick.
Right on 50.
You can kick it all right.
No, you won't get that.
Not much breeze here. Good looking kick, but should just drop into the square. Big fly from a lot of players. Ball comes to ground. Handball to Connell. Gets his boot to ball. Does it go out on the full?
Gee, Connell, I'd like to see you do a bit better than that. You had a player to give off with a handball, and the fun like this, the boy we recruited from West Coast.
The kick in short, and diving in to take a good mark, Sean Smith, making a return to AFL ranks. Former North Melbourne player, spent last year in the VFA with Werribee, drafted during the week by the Demons, and obviously because Jakovic is gone and Schwartz injured and will be out for most of the season, they might need a forward. He's known for his high leaping, but that was a lot of diving mark. It was a fight on about 180 metres off the ball, and Modra is involved as Sean Smith goes for goal from 35 metres and kicks it pretty well after the siren and gets a goal after goal.
Well, I can assure you it wouldn't be Modra who started, because he just doesn't believe in that. That's not his caper. I think what he's trying to do is keep one of the Melbourne boys off one of the Crows players. I think it's McCartney that is involved. Modra, he's just one of those players. He's like Dunstall. He just doesn't worry about that sort of stuff.
So it's half-time here at Football Park, and the Crows with a commanding lead. They lead 10-7, 67 to Melbourne, 3-4, 22. The same as the second if you're really struggling. Yeah, you just want to show goals. That's what Curls, what do you think of the decision on the captain?
I don't know all the facts.
Yeah.
But I think it's good for both.
It's good?
I think it's good for both of them.
Yeah. And you take it like a man too.
Well,
it's the only way.
The extra running the team on the ground.
But he would be disappointed, wouldn't he?
I don't know what's happened for the game at the moment, but he said behind the decision, so as far as
Fair enough. Yeah. Just I'd love to see him go out on top though. I mean, he's such a good player. Yeah. No, 28. Malloy. 15. Hopgood.
Anderson's certainly injured.
What did he last? About 5 minutes.
After that pass, a bit of passing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, I'd have it now.
Why do
Don't
you
worry
wanna
about
wait?
5 years.
Oh, Keros, you haven't read the red manual. Did you get the red manual at HSV, Drew?
No.
Oh, it's a red manual. What you are and aren't allowed to do at work. And then sign it.
Yeah?
And the biggest chapter, I can tell you, is harassment. It's really upsetting the girls because they're always harassing us.
Yeah.
I've had to stop.
There's McGuinness being the skipper.
I reckon it's all you, Drew. With the guts.
You reckon?
Yeah.
We'll see what we can come up with.
What magic positional changes are the Demons going to make to get back in this game? None.
Well, you know what I do? I put Neats at centre half forward. They got nothing across half forward.
Might get the ball up there.
Got nothing to hold it to.
Pittman, Robin, Vardy, McLeod, Edwards, Brown.
Look, Brown did all right.
He did some good things, yeah. I'm disappointed in McLeod. He hasn't shown anything.
So what they have? They had 8, so Anderson's down the room.
Anderson's knackered. Something wrong with him.
Oh, well, I'm glad that Cloud's gone.
Who Melbourne got off? Got no idea. Viney,
5 of them
Hopgood.
there.
Yeah.
Is that Hopgood?
Who's the bloke with the
Clark
long?
too, I
Who's the bloke with the longest hair at the back?
It's either Hopgood
I reckon that's
or
Hilton.
Here's a bit of a go. We'll get you in. Now, what have we got changes? Anything? Yeah, well, Wellman's centre half forward.
How's on the ball?
Where's McCartney?
Starting the second half here at Football Park in the trial match between the Crows and Melbourne, and the Crows with a big lead of 45 points after the long change. Not much happening out of the middle here. Melbourne looking to increase their intensity in this third quarter because they've been completely outplayed, and in that second quarter it was 6-2. They'll be looking for some of the youngsters to really put their hand up and say, yeah, I want to play league football this year. Irving won the tap, but came underfoot. Nobody's getting a kick at this football.
It's pretty tight out there,
Isn't it?
Drew. Yes, it's. I think Neil Baum would have given his players a very good reminder at half-time that, hey, fellas, come on, we've got to stand up and be counted out there. And without a question of doubt, they're certainly making a much better effort at it.
Some tempers were fraying then, so the umpire just came in and bounced it up. And once again, Irving tapped it straight underfoot. And I'm tipping a free kick out of this next one, girls.
Well, if it's a scrimmage, yes, I would think so. But there may be a clearance. Let's hope there is.
Haven't had a kick yet in the half. Irving wins the tap and gets it clear this time. Well done. Centre wing. Socket away by Phoebe. The ball close to the boundary line and out of bounds it goes. 24 for Melbourne there. Clay Sampson, drafted in November from South Adelaide.
Well, nothing confirmed yet, but perhaps some disappointing news because Greg Anderson is neither on the ground or on the interchange bench.
And McKinnon's not good either. He's got a little
Shoulder
knock in the shoulder.
That was him there as the ball comes to ground now. And pace and courage shown.
Yeah, free kick there. You
Free
can't
kick behind the play.
You can't shepherd like that, Malloy. That's just giving away unnecessary free kicks.
Well, McKinnon is in trouble, but he was spoken to by the fitness manager Trevor Jakes, and he wants to stay out there, but I don't know for how long. It's a good mark taken there by Paul Primke. Back with the action now. So Melbourne trying to get out of trouble, but well done by Tregenza. Read it well off the boot. Ball pushed out now to Wellman. Looks for the handball. He's got Sean Wren. He goes off the left foot and puts it straight through for the next 6 points.
That's not bad for a big man. That was beautiful agility by Redgrave. Picked up the handball nicely and whacked on the left foot. There's not too many in the old scale 6'9" ruckmen that are capable of doing that.
So Terrific football from Sean Wren. So he's got his second goal. The Crows move to 11-7. Demons stay on 3-4.
And a bad injury for Melbourne there.
Clay Sampson going off. He was collected by McKinnon, who wasn't feeling too good himself, but McKinnon, I think he worked on the theory, well, if I'm going off, I'll take one with me.
Andrew Jarman's coming off as well by the looks of things. He was spoken to by the umpire. Don't know what that was about.
Got blood.
Oh, he's got blood, so there exactly is the reason. So Matty Connell comes back on, and Andrew Jarman will just quick band-aid across the top of his cheek.
It's a touchy rule, this one, with the blood. I guess it's got to be enforced, but...
it's a good rule, Curls. Has to be there.
I guess it has to be. God almighty, wouldn't have lasted long in the old days.
Don't they dream, Drew?
Well, back in the middle. Irving goes up in the ruck. Might have beaten Wren that time. It comes down to Lovell. Up towards half forward for Melbourne. And Neates move to the forward line, takes the mark.
Good call, Andy. You called that.
Here's a chance. But the Melbourne player got underneath the ball. Good tackle applied there.
Yeah, very good tackle.
And Jarman going for some treatment there on that cheek. And there'll be a ball up here for Melbourne right in front of goals, about 25 metres out. There's Jarman.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Straight down to Tony McGuinness. He clears the area. Tregenza sandwiched. And the umpire will ball it up.
About the only thing that Melbourne can do here is just work a bit harder. They're simply outclassed in the skill department. They just got to work harder as a unit.
Wren gets the tap, but read well off hands by Melbourne. Malloy gets a little kick. Sean Smith can't hold the ball inside. Over the line, we'll have another throw in. It's out a half forward flank for Melbourne. They trail substantially, 51 points. The throw-in. Smart and Neates. Tackle applied by McGuinness. Smart off the ground. Roved well by Melbourne. Lovely little pass into the forward lines. It could have been a push in the back there. Jamison does well. Now Pesh. Handball away. Connell looking for another runner. Has one in McKinnon. Shoulder not giving him too much trouble now. Smart loves to run and has room to run. Comes right grandstand side. Puts out the pass in front of Wellman. Primke right on his hammer. Wellman just pushes the ball over the line.
That was certainly better football by Connell there. I was a bit disappointed in one of his earlier movements, but that was good awareness. Found the running movement and set up the play nicely.
She drew Smart. Loves to run the ball out of the back lines.
Yep.
Well, wouldn't you if you knew no one could catch you? He's pretty quick, you know.
Absolutely right. Hand pass comes to McGuinness. He's 60 metres out. A short centering kick and the diving mark is taken by McCartney. Jason McCartney, who started so well, spent quite a bit of time on the bench back for the start of this third quarter. And McCartney coming up for his second goal.
Must be great to be able to play footy and know when you take off, no one can catch you.
Did you know that? They ever catch you from below?
They all caught me.
McCartney outside the 50, so this will test him. He's roofed that one, and it's away to the right and through for a behind.
Well, McCartney's shown a bit tonight. He's offered himself quite well up in the forward lines, and this is the type of football, of course, that the Crows hierarchy are looking for from him.
They'd be happy with what they've seen so far. Short kick in from Seacamp. So with hands, Hopgood now. Kick into the centre of the ground. Mark missed, but Smart again has been very good. Gets a good handball to McKinnon. Now Lee, handball again. Wren onto that right foot. Towards centre half forward for the Crows. Watch out, McCartney. Good grab save.
That's a good sign in the game. This boy definitely has something to offer. He's only 20 years of age. And I think he has something like 30 or 40 games under his belt already.
Well, he's playing on Peter Road here, so Neates has gone to the forward line, and they've got midgets back there on the back line.
Well, if they're midgets, they're going to be squashed because they've got a bit of power down there, the Crows.
Because I said earlier that Neates was getting on top of him, and that was because he was probably off the ground, but McCartney's done some very good work here. Much better looking kick again, and this one looks a little straighter as well. Umpire says 6 points, another goal to the Crows, 11-8 to 3-4.
Yeah, we just keep saying there's not much Melbourne can do to stop this. They're just outclassed all over the ground.
Well, the previous kick at goal, perhaps McCartney got a little close to the man on the mark, trying to get that extra bit of distance, but this time only 35 metres out and made no mistake.
Melbourne well below strength tonight, but they did finish 4th last year. The Crows finished 11th. Umpire will come in and ball this up again. Be long odds on about the Crows making the finals in the top 8 this year, girls.
Get on them if you can get good odds about them making the top 3. Get them now. And also Modra kicking 100. Get that too.
Oh.
So confident I am.
McGuinness kicks back into the pack. Comes out to Hart. Back to McGuinness on the run. Off the right foot this time. Modra out in the pocket. Oh, tight mark in front by Rashudo.
That's another play by a Melbourne boy there, going against the tide. He didn't look at anything except Modra.
Bit bothered by the distance. So he goes for Modra. 1 out. Oh. Phoebe goes back to Lovett. Good running by Hopwood. Marks at right half back. Round the outer side up to centre wing. There's Neitz. They're missing him down back. And they've lost it. And they might pay for this. Smart on the run.
Oh, and gives the dummy. Does he do it again? He's looking for some help now. He gets the help eventually from Connell. Connell back to the centre of the ground. He finds McDermott.
Catch.
Good gutsy mark by the ex-skipper. So McDermott slows it up. Already McCartney on the lead. Doesn't want him just yet. Now he goes for him. No, in fact, he picks out the new skipper in McGuinness. Nothing Glenn Lovett can do to stop Tony McGuinness from marking. Now he goes high into the goal square. Modra at the back. Can't get a fly at it. And is there a free kick? Yes, it goes to Tony Modra, who was blocked at his run on the ball. And umpire Richard Williams saw that. And it was fairly evident as well. The player just stopped.
That's a pretty tough one.
Touch unlucky, I thought. The boy didn't do a lot wrong. He just sort of got in the way of Modra. He's allowed to hold his ground. He doesn't have to give ground to Modra. He can hold his own ground.
See that there, Curls? Wouldn't give him a free?
Well, it was a bit... Yeah, it was one of those. Could have gone either way.
It's gone the way of the Crows, and Modra's got another one in Sunday Bay. 12-8 to 3-4.
We'd like to think that Modra will get those sort of frees when they're playing for points in Melbourne. I don't think he will.
So I'm not sure he was even in the play there. It was a fair way back behind the marking contest, wasn't it?
Yeah, he still can't block if it's if it's outside the rules. Well, naturally, of course, the umpire has to make a decision, penalise.
Well, the writing on the wall for the Demons now, if it wasn't already before.
Five goals won to Tony Modra. The Crows on a romp here against Melbourne. Graham Yates, the veteran, out of the middle. The hand pass missed the target, who was Phoebe. Kick by Matthew Phoebe. Lamprell on the chest. Inside the 50, he'll be kicking from about 40 metres out. Andrew Lamprell's kicked 1 goal, 2. So the difference between the 4 forwards, Modra has kicked 5 goals, 1. Kick by Lamprell. Close. She missed it again. Terrible
kicking style there. Far too close to his player. No run up at all. Didn't balance himself.
Andrew Lamprell just played the 10 games over 3 years with Melbourne. Be disappointed with that effort. 3-5 Melbourne, 13-8, 86 Crows. Kick in.
Going for Wren.
He's made good position. Punch from behind, not successful by Dean Irving. Yes, it was. Ball goes to ground again. And well done by Lovett, but he could lose it. Eventually comes to Yates, gets a quick kick away. And Irving this time takes the grab, former West Coaster. And about 60 metres out. Doubt he has the kick of one of his former teammates, and Laurie Keane, who used to have a booming kick for the West Coast. He's going for it. Oh, it's not a bad effort. Just drifts off the cost. I'll take all of that back.
It's a 60-metre kick from there.
Let's let that fly, but offline for 1 point.
He waited a long time to get his chance at Melbourne. Did all right in the finals last year.
Big man, not as big as his teammate Daniel Clark. This fellow here is about 200 centimetres, Clark 203.
Just lacks a little bit of quality, this boy. He's got a good heart and a good size about him, but he just lacks that little bit of athleticism.
And Drew, pretty hard to play in the ruck at Melbourne when you've got someone like Jim Steins.
Yeah, he will not lie down. He's not playing tonight, but he's played something like 170 straight.
Yes, he's got tremendous endurance.
Jamieson to kick in for the Crows, and Jarman preparing to come back on. Straight up the centre. Neitz got very, very high. The hand pass out to Yates. Melbourne on the forward move, but no room to move. And And the free kick is to Melbourne for the tackle in the back and high. Glenn Lovett to take it.
He's a worker, this boy, Drew. He really works.
He is a class act, actually.
Yeah.
Injuries robbed him nearly of all last season, but he's been club champion and runner-up.
Yeah, I like this lad.
Glenn Lovett, 55 metres out. Short pass, too high for Lamprell. McDermott, a very high kick, but he gets it out of the zone. And here's a free kick to Melbourne. Kick by Matthew Phoebe. Back to full forward. Neats. Oh, should have taken that. Got his hands on it.
Yes, I agree.
Ran over the ball, and the umpire will ball it up.
A man of his ability should have caught that ball. It was there to be had. Hands to it, didn't hold.
Well, Neats playing centre half forward now. He started at centre half. Back. About 30 metres out from the Melbourne goal. Trying to get something moving. Umpire's picked up a free kick and it'll go Melbourne's way. Can't say I saw what it was for. Melbourne a chance now to get their fourth. Andy Lovell, one of the very few 100 gamers out here, played 101 games for Melbourne. Kick is off to the right, so he's missed. So they've had some opportunities, Curls, but really not taking them.
Yes, they're just outclassed all over the ground tonight. As you say, they're not finishing their work when they do get the opportunity. It's certainly not helping their cause.
Kicked 3 points in a row this time. Jamieson trying to get it past the half-back line. Irving is right on Wren's hammer each time, and again it comes to ground in Melbourne's favour. And again picked up by Andy Lovell. Had the last shot. Sends it back into full forward. Punch from behind by the Crows. Picked up this time by Sean Smith, and he can't kick a goal. So another behind. Move to 3-7. So not doing much to make any inroads on this big deficit they face, Drew.
No, Sean Smith, the former North Melbourne player. Jamieson kicks in. Lee in the back pocket, just inside the line, but he takes it over. And we'll have a throw in.
They haven't worked this long kick out from goal very well, the Crows. Jamison's tried Wren on 3 occasions, and there's been no scouting player underneath the pack. Irving's punching away. There's been no Crow there supporting.
Here's Irving with Wren for the boundary throw in. It comes to Glenn Lovett. His kick dropping a little bit short. Good effort down there at ground level. Dyson went through very, very hard. Adelaide free kick.
They're too high. Around the head area of Maynard. Bit uncalled for.
And Maynard to take it from the back pocket. Crows a mile in front. 13-8 to 3 goals 8. Wren. This time, yes, Crummer's required again. I'd nearly call him taking the mark. Off hands to Lee. Up to the centre of the ground. Punch from behind by Melbourne. Illegal by Cal. And the free kick here will be taken by Kluzek.
So Kluzek in the centre of the ground. Goes short. Oh, Prosciutto drops what he should have taken and gives away the free kick.
Yes, he's just doing a few things wrong at the moment, young Prosciutto.
Well, Lovell getting plenty of touches in the third quarter. Punch from behind was by Smart. Powell goes through. This is Jeffrey Farmer. Turns, spins, gets onto the right foot. Puts it into an open goal square. Now, can anyone run onto it for Melbourne? They're getting plenty of opportunities. Can Dyson get it away? He can. Is it a throw? What's the umpire rule? Throw. Well, nothing but nothing going right for the Demons. They're 10 goals behind already. Off the ground, missed. So free kick to Adelaide. Tregenza, who had a very good first quarter. Ball comes to ground. This is Darren Cowell. Tries to get around Tregenza. Tackled by 2 Crows, but gets the handball away. Ball comes back over the 50-metre line. But there in defence is Ben Hart, ever reliable. Finds his skipper in Tony McGuinness. Now McGuinness has got acres, but the bounce doesn't suit him. Gets the handball away to Rodney Maynard. Looks for a player downfield, but should go straight to Melbourne. Knocked from behind by Malloy. Just picked off the ground and pushed towards the boundary line by Melbourne. Very hot out there, and the skill level, Drew, has dropped just that little bit.
Yeah, they drive you mad, Melbourne. Allowing for the fact all the time that they're well below strength. But last year they could win 4 or 5 in a row and then lose 5 or 6 in a row.
Well, their style of game, Drew, can cause that with that short movement they have.
McGuinness, good penetration with his left footer. Malloy just about throws it out. and just about onto the boot of Pesh. He regathers 40 metres out right in front, hooked it back too far. Behind.
Young Petch is the second rover that is starting to emerge for the Crows. He has good pace. He attacks the ball well, reads the play pretty well. All he needs now is a bit of experience, and he's up there with them.
They've certainly got some talent, these young fellas. They just need to believe that they've got it and can play at this level. Yates, beg your pardon, love it. Onto his left foot.
Oh,
good grab in front. Not paid. Paid from behind to David Neitz. Sends it in. Oh, big flyers there from both sides. Ball comes to ground. Lovell again. He's got Yates this time. What can he do? Nothing. Jamison marks in the last line of defence.
Graham Yates doesn't know what to do when he's that close to goal. He's usually about 180 metres further away.
This rule absolutely confuses me. This ridiculous rule of ours when they're kicking off from back in that goal line area.
Because they are supposed to be experimenting with that rule in the Ansett Cup.
Let's hope so.
McGuinness, outer side. Finds his teammate, and the shooter doesn't drop this one.
Comes in short. Tregenza. Up to centre half forward. Top of the mark taken by Wren. Gee, dominates a game. Away to Jarman. On the bounce to Modra. Goes past Modra. He's got pace. Seacamp gets back. Modra tackles. Melbourne have it through Peter Road. Out towards centre wing. Good kick by Road to Phoebe. Kick by Phoebe to half forward. Here's Neitz. Punch to the front, straight to Lee. Nigel Smart. McDermott. And McGuinness just kept getting the ball 30 metres in the clear. Tregenza only 15 metres in the clear. Look at this run by Jamison, way up from the last line. Magnificent football by the Crows. Prosciutto over. Oh, Mark then would have been perfect. It was a push. Advantage is paid. And the goal.
Yeah, we've seen the Crows in their best years, which is the early years, but they used to toss that ball around in a very attacking mode. When they run, there's no better side in the comp to control the ball coming out of defence and going through midfield. If they can catch that, pick up that type of momentum again this year, they'll be a very difficult side to beat.
So Matthew Cluzek gets his first, and the Crows get their 14th. 14-9, plays 3-8. Modra has 5, the leading goal kicker in this match. Bounce down, centre of the ground. Irving against Wren. Farmer picks it up nicely, gets the handball away. Another handball out from Yates. Melbourne players running onto the ball. Hilton, who's shown some good touches tonight. Off the ground by McDermott. Tregenza and Matthew Phoebe again. Ran on the ground, a bit scrappy. No one can get it away clearly now. Jarman normally can. Oh, lovely handball to Tregenza. But his goes straight away to Ivan Bartul. He sends the ball forward, knocked from behind by Maynard. And will find its way over the line. 30 metres around from the Melbourne goal. They trail 3-8 to 14-9.
Well, the best you can say about Melbourne at this stage of the game is they are trying to keep the pressure on the Crows. They just cannot match them man to man.
Yes, what Melbourne need here is a scrappy game. Otherwise, if it's nice open football, they're going to lose by 25 goals.
They've tightened up a bit in their tackling. They are playing a bit tighter and paying a bit more attention to their opponent instead of allowing them to break free, but they're just outclassed all over the ground.
Ball up in Melbourne's forward line. Comes down to Jarman, who's recovered from that bleeding cheek. Here he is again. No great distance with the kick. Yates, hand pass is good to Hilton. Man going past Malloy, inside the 50, dragged down from behind. Flying tackle. That was McKinnon. Smith gets the hand pass to Malloy. He's kicked it down again. And a Crows a free kick. Well, I don't know whether Malloy thought he had more pace than he has, but he's proven wrong twice in a row.
The clearing kick from Scott Lee, looking for Ben Hart. If the ball sits for him, he's certainly got the pace. And now he's got the area as well. Walks around an opponent, sends it into Modra. He's going to have to fly to take it. He flew, but caught out of position. Well marked by Seacamp at the back. This is Yates now, the clearing kick. outer side wing. Finds Luke Norman. Hasn't seen a lot of the footy tonight, Norman. But that's a very good kick. And a good mark to David Neitz. 75 metres from goal. It was well over the 50-metre line. McGuinness there, well punched away by Jamieson. He's being held on to, should get the free kick. And does. Umpire calls it back for Neil Curley's favourite rule.
Look, this really irks me. This does, for the sake of being one metre off the line or something.
Well, umpire in charge. So Jamieson will do what he's told. He comes back. Crows in control. Lovely kicker of the football is Rod Jamieson. Irving versus Wren, neither able to control it. Rashudo can't control it either. Eventually gets it out to Brown, who had a good first quarter. Knocked away from the pack. This is Farmer running onto the ball. Good work done by the Crows, and it should come to McGuinness. It does so. Gets around his opponent with ease. Can have a look. Looks for Wren. Don't they do that a few times? And Wren, first grab, can't mark. Kicked off the ground by Robran. Yates gets the punch away. Brown with guts. Should find Jarman in the clear. Pesh is also there. The handball will come out shortly. It does now to Robran. Who's leading? It's Modra first. Just pushed off the ball ever so slightly. McCartney, lovely turn. Robran onto the left foot. Has got Kluzdek into the square. Marks and the strike ball back with Dicky second in just a moment.
That's when Robran shows his class. He's got such good vision, and he's got the skills to do something with the football once in possession. He saw Kluzdek there, and you watch, he lifts the eyes, there he is. Saw him wide and long, and lovely left foot.
And he's kicked the goal. He's got his second. The Crows moved to 14-9-93. Melbourne 3-8-26.
The good work, of course, was done back in defence. McDermott with his punch away, and then they moved the ball out. Young Brown attacked it very well across the centre field. And their momentum and their power around the packs is just too much for Melbourne.
Good little pick up down on the forward line by McCartney too in the hand pass.
Yes, came through the pack nicely, Drew. (99-28). The Crows well in control.
Wren over the top. Comes back to Sean Wren. Now Neitz. And the siren sounds for three-quarter time. And it's a bath here at Woody Park. And a bath is what we all need in the heat. And Hilton and Smart having a bit to do right on the three-quarter time siren. But the Crows well in charge, leading 15 goals, 9-3-8. Yeah, I am.
Be patient.
Yeah? Yeah. I know, they don't put it up quick enough. I won't give it in. I just noticed that one after. As soon as I did it, up came another goal. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I wasn't there. He was. I didn't go to Cox's.
What's the bag limit? 200 per person. How many people? What, including six-month-old Gia and 1-year-old Imogen. How many you got in your back? 200. How old was your wife? 17. What? Of that quarter? Yeah. Yeah, take out my mistakes. Don't run the first three. What was the best part of that quarter? First part or the second part? Well, that last passage was very good. Yeah, nick off the first half of that. No, they've got a 2-hour hole. They've got to get the exit. No, because there'd be another game straight after it. Like it's a day after the event. Yeah. Yeah, we were saying that at half time. We don't know what we're going to talk about. Who, this bloke? He'd be pretty well respected, wouldn't he? Oh, yeah. But Robert... Yeah, but all the stars reckon he's the best thing since last week. Yeah. No, they're banning all that. What was that? Oh. I remember the year, was it Bernie Quinlan and Barry Round shared it?
Yeah, they did, yeah. That
And
1981.
I was over there with KG and Rick Davies.
Yeah.
And we've had Remember what was it, the Tok H Hotel?
Yeah.
Toorak Road. And we've come back at 1 hour's sleep, and we're going to catch our plane at 8:30 in the morning, and Barry Round is just walking out of the ballroom.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable.
What's the name of the big bloke who was your first captain from Renmark with the eyes? Mick. Yeah. Not your first captain. Brisbane's first captain. Mick.
Yeah. One club champion here, though.
Yeah.
This is all yours, Drew.
Oh, whole quarter.
Yeah. Hey?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So we're about to start the last quarter here at Football Park. No hope that Melbourne can get back into it, but can the Crows put on an exhibition in the last term? Pittman wins the first hit out. It comes underfoot once more. The umpire will have to do it all again. Andrew Jarman, despite the heat in the long sleeves. I did see Michael Tuck once wear the short sleeves. It was in the grand final in '87 when it was about 31 degrees. So I reckon when it's nearly 40, Jarman's entitled to go for the short sleeves. Darren Cowell after this one. He's grabbed by Wellman. Ooh, kick on the turn, and
I didn't see
after he got rid of it.
I didn't see anything wrong with that. I thought the contact was there as the kick was taking place.
He's come up holding his shoulder. It'll be a relayed free. And he's brushed away the trainer. And a mighty kick for goal.
Beautiful leg there, Drew. McCartney really has done something in this last half. He opened very well in the first quarter, but his second half has been fantastic. And he doesn't mind a prim kick. The Melbourne boys, this is about all they got to go from now. They just got to try and ruffle the Crows boys up.
Well, it's not the first time McCartney's been involved in a bit of a dust-up either, but Jeff Hilton seems to like it.
Yeah, he doesn't mind it at all. As long as they're actually just making love, most of these guys, there's no harm.
So the Crows get the first one of the final quarter, as they did at the first, second and third quarters. Pittman again. Ooh, Clark ran straight at him. So Melbourne might not have much on the scoreboard, but they're having a bit of a dip.
That's about all I can do at this stage, Andy. That they're just completely outclassed in the football skills.
The umpire says, "I'll have it." Bounces it on the best turf in the country. He's picked out a free kick. It'll go Melbourne's way. No, in fact, it won't. It'll go David Pittman's way. So Pittman looks for Modra. He's got a yard and he's got the footy.
The Crows, even allowing for Melbourne, a very inexperienced side tonight, the Crows have looked very impressive. I've been very impressed with the way they've backed up, supported each other, been prepared to look for the man up forward, shepherded very strongly, and Modra, of course, has given them a focal point up forward.
Well, when he saw Pittman had the ball, the Crows players just cleared out and let Modra have it one-on-one, as he lines up for number 6, and that's a lovely kick. That's straight through the hard hitter there.
It's developing into a bit of a rout now, and it's just something we didn't want. We wanted a good, tight, hard game to keep the spectators. Modra's pretty hard to spoil there. The shoulders are tucked around, the head's down, and not much of spoiling. No chance of spoiling that from behind.
I think the spectators will keep interested if Modra kicks 10 here tonight. Out of the middle they go again. Kick smothered by Cowell. Off the ground goes McGuinness. Up towards the 50. McCartney after it with Rowe. Put it out, say the Melbourne players. Is that deliberate as he walks it over?
No, I don't think so.
And it'll be a throw-in right on the 50.
Things have impressed me a bit tonight, Drew, too, with the Crows. There's a bit more mongrel out there. They're kicking off the ground. They're just moving the ball forward at all costs. That's something they didn't do last year.
Pittman has done well in the ruck. Dyson caught in a bear hug. Marty McKinnon, and the umpire will ball it up once more.
Well, Pittman, fantastic backup to Sean Wren. He stays sound and gets see plenty of football. This tip goes Melbourne's way. Good quick little handball, but Graham Yates got clobbered and will get the free kick. David Brown standing the mark. So Yates, what sort of options has he got? He's got Hilton very short, but he decides to go a little longer towards Sean Smith. Can he take it? Yes, he can. Good mark. Yes, he can. Now this is Hilton. And again, Melbourne will for once look a little more systematic as they move the ball forward. Curls?
Yes, two good marks there. This boy, he's impressed me, this kid. He's got fantastic hands, pretty quick, and he's got a good lead.
Andrew Lamprell from on the 50. Not a bad looking kick at all. Just falls short. Crows in numbers should be able to clear. Got to make a decision on who wants it. Ben Hart says, I'll have it, but gets tackled well. So lost the opportunity. Picked up by Smith again, looking for some help. Sees Neitz. Played the second half in the forward lines. Clearing handball. Brown, good shepherd from Jarman. Brown runs towards the centre of the ground. Got a couple of options. McCartney's one, but a good mark there by Primke. Hasn't been Melbourne's worst player today. Goes wide. Not marked by Yates, but gets the handball away. But not a lot of options for Melbourne. Matthew Phoebe out of sight of the ground. And again, fumbling the ball is Clay Sampson. Good to see him back on the ground. This is Darren Cowell now over the 50. Plenty of bodies there. Pittman again. Quick handball. And McGuinness is already over the line, so the umpire will throw it in.
If we can look at something where the Crows are falling down, that there was too much looseness back in that forward line of the Melbourne side then. They had options to use. Crows players not picking them up.
Mark Rasciuto up towards centre wing, and Malloy takes the mark on his chest. Melbourne were goalless in the third quarter, managing just 4 behinds. Here's Ivan Bartul, a West Australian, playing his first game for the D's. Jarman applying the tackle. Bartul wearing 13, the number vacated by one A. Jakovic. And we wonder whether we'll see him back in football, and if we see him back, in what colours.
Maybe the all-white colours.
And if not, Drew, we might see him at WOMAD, because he fancies himself as a bit of a singer.
Yeah. He was the fastest AFL player to 50 goals.
Tremendous amount of talent there with Alan Jakovic.
Glenn Lovett steers the pass, but it's a bit too low. It's on the bounce. Smith, good hand pass into Dyson. He should goal. That breaks a drought. Oh, he's hooked it and missed it. And he's missed that from 20 metres.
Yeah, they've had nothing from their half-forward line all night, Melbourne. The Crows' half-back line has been well on top, and they've had to really work hard for any goals that they've got.
Well, the Crows not wasting any time. The quick kick was from Smart to Robert to McGuinness. He's looking for McKinnon. She's impressed again. I was saying this last year, this lad has got some ability. In fact, he's got more than just some. Lovely looking left foot kick. Looking for McCartney. He's at the back this time. Neither player can get hands to ball. Lovett should clear for the D's. There's a bounce onto the left foot. Swings it out wide.
So here we are again. Too much looseness up here.
Mark taken by Melbourne. But again, they're getting the ball there on the centre line, but nothing up forward to actually kick to. Now they're going forward. That's a good grab from David Neitz. So he's taken a few at centre-half forward, Drew, but I don't think that's where he's going to spend most of the time this year.
No, he's a very talented centre-half back, this boy, and of course, losing Swars like they have, no doubt Neil Baum's taken this opportunity to try him in the key forward position. He's got tremendous talent, this kid.
Tell you what, they can't wait for Gary Lyon to come back.
He's about 3 weeks away, I believe, talking to Neil tonight.
Here's Neitz from a good 55 metres out. Look at that for a kick.
That's beautiful.
What a goal.
Well, if you've got a player at centre-half that can take a mark on the 50-metre line and go back and kick a goal, you've got a pretty good player.
And David Neitz, a magnificent kick for goal. But you'd reckon he'd need to kick 60 or 70 this year if Melbourne are going to produce winning scores consistently and repeat their season of last year.
Yes, they've still got some good players to come back in up forward. Charles is one. He's only 2 weeks away, I believe.
We're back in the middle, and it's 111 to 33, and that goal by David Neitz was Melbourne's first goal since the second quarter.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Well, Melbourne want to forget about having Schwarz out, and they want to forget about Jakovic because there's nothing they can do about it. So they've just got to concentrate with what they've got, and I'm sure Neil Baum is fully aware of that. Sean Smith over the footy and harassed by 3 Crows. Rashudo can get the handball away to Pittman. Now Jarman. Jarman goes long down the ground. One-handed attempt, and well read by McLeod. Gets the handball away. Wellman running on it. He's got 2 to beat. One is Malloy. Modra comes out to meet the ball, kicked into the centre of the ground now, and well pushed over the line by Jeff Hilton. He had to work hard to do that. A point's not going to matter. In fact, a goal's not going to matter either way. But I'm sure that Neil Baum is still looking for commitment. And one Jeff Hilton, who's played 25 games for the Demons now, is here to consolidate his spot.
Yeah, Neil Baum's the type of coach that looks for honest effort. He doesn't look for the flash stuff. He looks for players that are prepared to work hard and do the good team things.
Read off hands by Luke Norman, goes straight down the middle of the ground. Holding the ball against, see who that player was? Dyson. It'll be Matty Powell with the free kick. Finds Pittman in plenty of space. Goes long, lovely looking kick. Modra won't get the fly. Oh, he's almost taken it on his chest. Did that surprise him? Well, Peter Road can't clear the ball, but Melbourne should this time. Daniel Clark better get his kick away quickly. Not much of a kick. And David Brown, first man of the ball, sends the ball back. Oh, big fly again. McCartney had his hands all over that. And again, perhaps was surprised by it. Plenty of hard body work going in there. Ball goes to the far side of the ground, and this should be cleared comfortably by Marcus Seacat. Ball sits up nicely for him.
Marcus Seacat played for the first half last week in a practice game on Dermot Brereton when Brereton was in Hawthorn colours.
Catch.
Mark here to Graham Yates. And he's kicked Hutu straight to the Adelaide defence, and Maynard found it easy. Back to Jamison. Across the ground once again. It's all Adelaide here. McKinnon out in front of Robran. He's waiting for the ball to sit up. Here comes Hilton. Robran still going. Now down he goes. Kluzak can't control the ball. Yeah, bounced up, came off his shin and went out on the full. Free kick to Hilton. A bit stiff there.
Well, unfortunately, yes, that's the rules.
Kluzak on the mark. Hilton puts the ball back in play. Again, Crows in numbers. Ball just knocked over the boundary line. Umpire calls for another throw-in.
You have to be happy with Pittman.
Oh, yeah, Pittman's ruck work has always been very, very good. He just has to improve his field work, particularly his marking. He's 6'9" in the old measurement.
Shooter, another stat. Kluzak can't pick it up, does so now. Swings around and has Brown in the centre of the ground, and that is as pinpoint as you can get. He knew he was there, but Wellman running onto the ball. McCartney out in front. McLeod, he's got help there. The handball behind Ben Hart. Oh, almost did well. Geez, the player's not scared to have a dip, Curls.
There's more traffic there in the freeway. They're having a... well, the Melbourne boys, like, if they stop having a dip, they're just going to get absolutely slaughtered. They're half slaughtered now. And that's all they got going for them at the moment, is just keep persisting and having a red-hot go.
And Melbourne play the West Coast Eagles in the first round of the Ansett Cup, so you'd wonder how far they'd go in that competition. After that, they'll be looking for some more scratch matches, you'd think.
Yeah, well, West Coast will be the benchmark again this year. It depends how much, of course, Malthouse wants them up early.
Nick Pesh on the 50-metre line. He's pulled it a little bit, but Modra's up there. There's down on the ground, and Hilton's got the ball. Nice defender's kick looking for the boundary line. Well picked up by McKinnon. Gee, good eyes. Couldn't pick out his man just quite. Clark now. Good pace for a big man. 6'10". Jarman cuts it off. Should get it again and does so. The guy has exemplary skills. And look at that. Oh, mark not taken. Wellman goes down. Kluzak. Now Pesh again. Oh, went the wrong way. Grabbed by a Melbourne defender. Kevin Dyson all over the ball. And the umpire says, I'll have that as well.
I think young Hilton's wearing a nasty one back in the goal spare area on the hip, I think.
He's played all right, girls, this fella.
Who's that?
Hilton.
Yes, he's... I don't think he'll be playing too much more. No, he's up and going. Here he comes again. He's a pretty
Push off trainers to get this one.
He's a pretty tough customer.
And he's kicked it out on the full. So he hasn't had a good 30 seconds.
You got to play with your brain as well as your brawn.
Yeah, they're quite happy with that because he's been involved in a few push and shove matches.
So Modra off.
McKinnon. So Modra off the ground, and he's kicked 6 goals, 1 tonight. And McCartney, the ex-Collingwood player, has been a find for the Crows.
Yes, well, since they've taken Neitz away from him, of course, he's presented himself a lot more and done quite a bit more for the team.
Could get this. 53 metres out.
Too high.
Gone for everything and got it away to the right.
Well, he's done that a couple of times, Curls. Kick from the 50-metre line, gets in very close to the man of the mark, looking for that little bit more. And
has to lift it and lose accuracy.
Jarman off, and Chris McDermott back on the ground. Lost the captaincy this week to his mate Tony McGuinness. Kicked by Phoebe to the centre of the ground. Neat's very high. Can't take the mark. Comes off hands. Grabbed here by Norman. Demons on the run. Lovett lost it. Ooh.
Right.
And Robrin goes for the boundary line. Doesn't quite find it. Glenn Lovett after it again. He's out. So's the ball.
there's a few boys a bit sick and sorry out there. There's Dyson just behind the play who copped one.
It's been a hard match, Andy. They haven't stood up and looked at each other. They've gone at it hard.
Well, there are only 18 spots. They're going to be looking for them. The shooter. There's a free kick. Free kick coming back Melbourne's way.
The umpire's done a pretty good job tonight. They've kept the game flowing, and they haven't over-umpired the game.
Graham Yates goes in over the 50-metre line. Catch from behind by the Crows. Good turn by the Melbourne player. Good run on to young Farmer. Hasn't done a lot. Been dragged off the ball by young Tyson Edwards. That's his first touch.
Yeah, very quick young Edwards. Got a lot of talent, this kid. He could be a very, very good player.
Delighted to be picked up in the draft earlier this week.
Second round pick, number 21, taken in the draft. Sean Smith clean possession. And the hand pass goes away. And the snap by Sampson is a goal.
Well done.
Well, Sampson went off the ground. We didn't think we'd see him back, but he came back to kick a goal.
Yes, they do magical things nowadays on the bench and in the rooms as far as treatment's concerned. And a lot of players you see disappear down the race and thinking they won't come back, but they make it out there again.
And Sean Smith used his leg pretty well then. There's Jeff Hilton.
He seems okay. He's just sort of, I think he copped a little bruise on the hip.
Back in the centre of the ground. So Melbourne get a little bit closer, but they are a long way off. Quick kick from Phoebe. Goes straight up and down. This is Darren Cowell. It's a better kick. And Farmer against Edwards. Two youngsters looking to make a name. Edwards, good handball. Finds Robrin. He goes upfield to Tregenza. Tregenza puts it up high. Oh, Pittman over the top. Ball comes to ground. Picked up by Melbourne. This will be Graham Yates, hotly pursued by David Brown, and well done Brown. Kept the ball in the area and has had a pretty good go tonight, David Brown. Hasn't been on there the whole match.
Beautiful hands by young Edwards and back in defence there, and that's the ability of this kid. He's very aware and his give is very precise.
Would be a nervous moment for him too, Curls.
Oh yes, still only a youngster.
Hit out goes the Crows' way, but not much further than Glenn Lovett. Now Risciuto. Oh, runs on and takes Lovett with him. Good recovery by Lovett. Farmer. Edwards right on his hammer. This is Luke Norman. Good handball to Yates.
That's better.
And again, another opportunity for Melbourne.
Fine.
But they've kicked poorly. They're now 5-10.
That's one of those things there with young Mark Risciuto again, as he was coming into the body. You know, as he came up, instead of staying down and using the shoulder.
Some pretty handy players on the bench there for the Crows. Modra, Jarman.
Smart.
Crows walking the ball up through midfield, but they've lost it. Here's Norman. Up to the 50. Kluzek with the punch away, and the ball goes out of play. Scott Lee. And the Crows' first round match in the Ansett Cup is Geelong here at Footy Park Sunday week. And that'll be a lot different to this. That will be a sellout. There's no risk about that.
Should be a great game too, Drew. A lot of talent in that Geelong side under a new coach in Ayres. It'll be very interesting to see what type of, if he's put some Hawthorn type of football into them.
Well, they mucked it up on the forward line, and Daniel Clark was pulled off the ball far too easily. And here come the Crows again. Wellman just forward of the centre. Steers the pass to half forward. Punch away comes from defence. McDermott to Brown. Open goal here. On the run is Maynard. Gets it. Yeah. 11 to 5-10.
Yeah, McDermott here, very, very good. Good awareness, good handball to Brown. I don't know if he saw Maynard. We'll give him the credit that he did because he put the ball in a beautiful position for him. McDermott's an interesting one. Relinquished the captaincy on his own accord. And I think this year we'd have a much freer year because of that. And he's still a very, very valuable player for this side.
So Maynard's got his first, a real opportunist, as always. Pittman done very well in the ruck tonight. This time loses out to Melbourne as they go forward. Well over 50. And the punch, disciplined punch from behind. The Crows have been disciplined all night, and it shows on the scoreboard. Robran, Kluzek's in there, Jamison's in there. Curls, Kluzek's an interesting one. He spent some time up forward tonight and in the back lines, and the same last week against the West Coast Eagles.
Yeah, he's a player that can use either end, and he won't play a lot of games this year, but he'll certainly play a few, and he's still feeling his feet and finding his way.
David Neitz may have had a little bit of blood on him. It's been wiped off by the trainer. So bounce down. Right forward pocket for Melbourne. Ball goes out of bounds.
Actually, this we're doing the right thing, stamping out this, well, not stamping out, but ruling pretty hard on this blood rule. But in the light of Greg Louganis' story, it's an interesting one, isn't it? He dived into the swimming pool.
How about that?
Oh yes, but I mean, you just have to do the right thing. I mean, there can be no risk taken.
Now with the blood rule, of course, as we see here, the changeover. The players allowed to be interchanged before the game starts, which is fair.
So throw in forward pocket for Melbourne. Sampson again kicked the last goal. Maynard the punch from behind. Oh, with good pace, Matthew Powell. And can he run? He's got it, Panic. 2 bounces, and it's back to half forward for the Crows. Wellman, well punched from behind by Primke, but Wellman recovers well, gets around Primke this time, looks for someone up forward, and a good grab taken by McLeod. Well, that's the best thing he's done tonight.
Yes, it is.
We know he's got talent, this fella. 18-11 plays 5-10. All the players still going as hard as they did when they started, and there wasn't such a difference in the score. McLeod puts it into the square. Oh, back from behind, McCartney again.
That's the thing I've been wanting to see from McCartney, to see if he can take a good catch from overhead. He's used his body a lot tonight for his marks, but here his times has jumped very, very well. And a strong pair of hands. What he's shown tonight, of course, Robert Shaw and the Crows people will be very, very pleased with this.
He's got it.
It's been his third or fourth. Well, he's a genuine 6'3", 6'4", Drew, and he can play most key positions, forward or back, and it's a very handy pickup for the Crows.
Well, you said earlier, Neil, you'd like to see him get right up off the ground and see what he can do. Well, he had 4 or 5 bits of tall timber in front of him, and it was a clean take.
Yes, it was a good mark, and he looks like he can kick a ball with a bit of accuracy, so he'll pay his way.
125 pays 40. Is there a rough chance of a century defeat? Here come the Crows again. Pretty open forward line. Mark Seacamp has no sooner got rid of Motra than his new man took a mark, Andrew McLeod.
Yes, you wouldn't say he's the ideal full forward. He's played half forward flank most of his football career. He's only about in the old 5'10". So he's certainly giving away some height. Gee, I don't like to see that.
What's that?
I don't like to see a player when he gets possession and about to be tackled, throw it away. Do something with it.
Pretty scrappy here. And that's Melbourne's best chance of keeping down the score. Because at the moment they have kicked 5 goals, 10. They kicked 1 in the first quarter, 2 in the second, none in the third, and they've kicked 2 in this last quarter. But the Crows have dominated from start to finish. Ball going close to out of bounds. Chris McDermott over it, tackled high, and will take a free kick.
That's fair enough. The old Skip can wear those. He loves that. You won't hurt this fella. He's as tough as iron.
Matt Connell up towards the 50-metre line. Primke, Road, gets the hand pass clear. And well done by Bartool. And the umpire's going to ball that up.
Melbourne were good at this type of game last year. They did close it up a lot, fought hard in the packs for possession, and then, of course, used their runners and their quick handball to create their run. They did it very well.
Stay with us on 7 because there's more footy coming up shortly. But that is it here at Football Park. And the Crows have won this trial fairly impressively, you'd have to say. The Adelaide Crows, 19-11, 125. Comfortable winners over Melbourne, 5-10-40. Yep, everyone agrees here. Yep.
Yeah. Well done. On your mark.
Thanks, Greg. Thank you. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, girls.
On your pal.